they are used to playing in LATAM. It's game number 1 of our second series, LATAM versus Malaysia. Black Sentinels versus CG. I want to bring this vibe in this real quick first. Do you have a preferred lineup at the end of the draft?
Smash them.
I have to say, after what happened yesterday, I might be siding a bit more, definitely with CG.
Yeah, with the
in
glue.
this glue. Because it's gonna like help so much. And the amount of frontliners that are, see, there goes the Patrick skin as confirmed. The amount of frontliners here that are present for BSE. So there's a direct response, but we'll see about that. This is still a very fast rotating draft that Black Sentence has drafted. So maybe, just maybe, if they get the right tempo.
I think that's what this game is going to be about, right? It's all about tempo. These smaller trades that we see in these fights. Oh God.
Speaking of tempo, immediately looking for Chico in mid, and now look at how low Valence is. He's actually going to be first blood. Gary gets a trade on Hide on Bush though, so I guess it's worth it.
Worth it
In a
for
way.
CG, not worth it for Black Sentinels. They lose
For
their
CG,
jungler
yeah.
so early.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends, right? Because this has a lingering effect. Because Chico is now too low. He might lose some EXP here just because of that initial fight.
Yeah, in a way, it's a utility jungler too that they took out, so I guess it isn't as bad for Black Sentence just yet. And it's nice to see how aggressive they play this, but
I mean, he's got to stop. He's got to stop.
are you not gonna go? Oh, Gary's there. Maybe that's why. So they get some assistance in terms of clearing the mid lane.
I like how Chicky was just playing it right at the edge, man.
I swear, if there was another gang from like underneath the tower from Hide on Rush, that would have been frustrating.
Of course, as Hide on Bush went down, he had to go back to his rotations. Pass out the F3 and Valence. Turtle will now spawn. And Hide on Bush, despite the early death, still willing to contest.
Emblems are still standard as ever, as we see that a majority of members are hitting the level 4s. In terms of support, Steffe, slight EXP advantage onto Valence. They're not going to have their big ults. And I think this is a pretty good example of when you should probably back away from the fight.
Okay, A3 now trying to look for a target. Steffe though, he's finding Chico. Chico though, using the Cyclone Eye and laid down the real world manipulation just in time. Picks up a double kill. Gary gets to run away. Steffe uses the flicker, but now he'll have to say goodbye as well. Yeah, 3. Can he take him down?
Why?
Gary helps him, but he gets taken down instead. What?
He just needed to walk up, skill 1, walk backwards, save your dash in case he tries to close the distance. Because at the end of the day, all you want to do is just negate a bit of HP before the Wilderness Blessing. What? I try.
Not in the direction they wanted. Doom lives instead.
Oh my, Valence. Doom, of course, not backing Purify. That's just Flicker, and he didn't even use it.
Oh my goodness,
Oh!
Chico in mid! Early shut down by Steffe.
Now you see the Black Sentence plan, right? They're trying to target Chico as much as they can, and they know that he can take this type of pressure. They know that Steffe can get onto him for free because Valence is looking on the opposite side. I'm not looking to try and peel just yet. I want big sets, and I want to make sure that Shin will never feel comfortable to actually feathered airstrike. At least Valence able to hold away for his boy, catches back up.
Yeah, row mid trio. Focused rotations by both. Just a slight lead here for Steph on the Hilda. Both did pack Encourage, but he did get 2 kills already. Skypiercer rush for Doom after building the Fury Hammer.
Oh, they spot Valence here. Curse of the Crowd connects, and now Orochi dives in. Using the final slash as well. Gary finding the targets, and they will trade out Orochi for that. A roam for an EXP lane.
Yep, very worth it, especially since Orochi had to flicker for it as well. So they know that this upcoming fight, Orochi's not going to be able to do too much and can't make a super play of his own to turn those tides. But they got to be careful because now Amzik is having to deal with a lot of pressure from the 3 members of Black Sentence as they look to position for this upcoming turtle.
Great follow-up by Orochi. Hopefully we get to see more link-ups like that. Final slash, make it worth.
Once again, Hide on Bush starting things up for Black Sentence. There's the
Yo.
counter real world manipulation though, but Valence, before he even gets to complete the Way of the Dragon, gets bursted down. Hide on Bush now gone as well. Gary still finding Orochi, and Amzik joining the fight helps so much in terms of the damage that CG Esports is able to throw out. He takes down Jin, but Doom picks up a double.
Okay, double. Very important for Black Sentence. They get 2 stacks for their Granger. Sky Preacher built up before that. Hopefully they stop sending their jungler as the main frontliner / roamer. But Chiku gets the purple buff last hit, taking it away from Hide on Bush. I know he's a utility jungler, but maybe stop sending him in front all the time.
Honestly, considering they're winning out like a majority of these trades, let's find out!
Oh, Gary still finds the objective. Final Slash doesn't connect. Steffi was trying to run after him, but Chiku, he's just blocking the way. Look at that purple buff, Eve. Oh.
Okay, all right. He's able to kind of just show the border here, and that's the most important part. As Orochi has already used his final slash, Amzik, again, trying to stay alive for as long as possible. He is the main win condition, as Chiku is now in a phenomenal position. Look, he's a full 900 gold against his opponent. He's 5-1 and 4 against Shin, and Shin only has completed a Lightning Truncheon. In terms of DPS output, Shin should be the one who's feeling overwhelming. However, this glowing wand is doing a lot of work. Steffe can't walk up comfortably. Orochi isn't going to be able to sustain as long as he would like to. Even Hide on Brush has to be a little careful.
Every single time Black Sentence tried to go for Chiku. But now it's Chiku who's up there in terms of the leads. So that's potentially denying Black Sentence of their initial plan, so they might have to change things up a bit. Now Valens trying to look for Doom, once again lands the kick, but maybe not in the direction that they wanted. Gary fortunately was there though to finish off the kill. A bit of slows from the Void Crystal, but does Gary have a way out of this? He doesn't, as he's getting shut down by Hide on a Bush.
All right, with all of that happening, CG Esports get to push up top as Amzik free to split push, but the reduction on the turret's still up, so he's gonna stop that. That was a great setup between Gary and Valens.
I don't know if Gary messed up there. I don't know if his dash was still on cooldown, or he tried to dash and then got hit by the rolling pin of Hide on Bush.
I feel like the moment the kick was in the wrong direction and CG Esports decided to just force it.
What if this whole time his name isn't Hide on Brush? What if he's Gideon?
What if he's Faker? Maybe he's smurfing, I don't know. We don't know. With the Wishing Lantern in hand, Chiku Guys is going to make him pay. At the very least now, Chiku Guys is like, I've got enough utility. Hide on Bush, he shouldn't be a problem, just give me some time. Same goes for Steffe, but let's play the poking game. Let me and Ye3 do some work.
Oh, speaking of Ye3,
Yeah,
might actually find Hide on
this.
Bush here. Oh, Orochi still not using Final Slash, trying to get a bit more information before they actually try to go for a play. Now CG Esports pulls the objective towards their side.
Yeah, and you can see that, like, Ye3, he's basically taking negative damage, right? He's pretty tanky.
Oh, now Valens once again, he uses the way of Dragon on Hide on Bush. Was that the right target? Gary, though, gets the objective! And look at the amount of damage that's coming in from them! Onto the back lines, Ye3 successfully isolates Shin. Amzik with the free hits, and Hide on Bush once again on his 4th death of this game. Oh, Steffi though, will he get to pick out Amzik here?
Oh.
Ye3 helps him, and he does not!
This is a very different CG. I don't... Right? Chico, he should be okay. Oh!
Oh!
Lethal
Still
ignition.
gets him with a lethal ignition. Burn too.
What?
Lots of fights, very scrappy. 24 kills. As we're heading into the 9th minute of the game, folks.
This has been one of the bloodier battles we've seen here at M7. Chico giving a huge shutdown over to Shin, though. I don't know if that was worth it, because now Shin is in a much better position now to actually scale back up into this game. And Ye3, let's see, does he have any MR? He's halfway there. Okay, still in the process of it.
Yeah, but so far this Galul has been way too tanky for Black Sentence to really think about, which is messing up their team fight, because Shin and Doom can't team fight comfortably. They always just have Ye3 standing up on them, grabbing them with the ultimate, messing up their flow, that it just leaves Hide on Bush and Orochi, excuse me, Gideon and Orochi to just now be it this, they're both 4 deaths apiece. Yeah, I think they have to think about the glue first before they start really fighting heavily, because it seems like the idea of, all right, let's ignore the glue, he's just gonna be there, is not working out well for Black Sentence.
I think that Shin and Doom need to split up, right? Because we know that Ye3 is going to try and get on a one or the other target, but Shin has Purify and Doom has Flicker. I would say that Purify is probably a more expendable spell in a lot of these situations, and considering that Orochi wants to displace his targets, I think the biggest problem right now is that half the fights that we see is Black Sentence chasing, and then by the time they realize that it's, oh wait, this is a potential trap, CG has already initiated,
Yes.
right? So start first, figure out where Chiku Guys is. If they look like they're doing something silly, there's a good chance that Chiku Guys is probably going to catch you at max range with RWM.
Because Ye3, every single time, he just links up with Gary, or Gary
Yeah.
decides to link up with Ye3. So whoever he gets to find, and it's a bonus if they get to find Shin and Doom close together. So that's
I
a
mean,
thing.
it's Fred is. Oh, what a kick!
Good.
Good. They get to find Orochi, have the right amount of damage, and Gary once again onto the back lines. Still, somehow, Doom survives though, but that will then result into CG freely taking this Lord.
Yep, they should be able to get this.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx it, but looking that Doom is going to the top side of the map and Stephe is just hovering around, it should be a guaranteed secure.
Chico has really set the tempo here for CG, 6-2 and 7. And yeah, once again, the link up. Black Sentence has way too many divers and ultimates. Can Valence actually stop Doom from getting back?
Oh! The last phase of the Jeet could though!
Wait,
but then
might
the
get punished.
damage from Doom is a bit too much. He gets to deny the recall though. But Haidon, Bush, and Shin are there to help.
And even Ye3 was looking for a potential interception. Well, at least it didn't surmount too much, but now BSC at full fighting capacity, ready to deal with this upcoming Lord, despite being 5.2k down. And I think that it's a good approach. CG understand that their biggest problem is that if they initiate, Orochi could counter-initiate with Flicker, Final Slash.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know if that was...
The damage though.
I don't think that was necessary.
Yeah. Orochi didn't need to burn that. Now they're not going to have a Flicker and Final Slash for this defense, which means that second tower down, they'll be able to take the second tower up top. And Black Sentence will now have to play from a massive deficit. What I like about CG Esports in this game so far is that it feels like there's always someone somewhere. They're fighting one way, Gary can easily access the back line. Oh,
Yeah.
Gary's a little bit still catching up to the team fight. Ye3's already on them. Of course, we know how many angles Valence can initiate through. Well, Chico and Amzik have just been having the time of their life. Yes, it's 2 deaths on Chico. It's a single death on Amzik. But majority of the team fights that we've seen them in have been just them comfortable. Yes, they'll take some damage. Maybe they'll die here and there. But overall, it's a much better time compared to Doom and Shin, who it seems like every team fight is so demanding for them because all the members of Black Sentence decide to move forward and dive together. No one's really peeling for the back.
Yeah, nobody is designed to peel for the back. Maybe there's like an argument for like Stephe to like buy a little bit of time, but really you're not stopping Gary if he plays it perfectly, and that's the big issue. And I think when we're looking at how Haidon, Bush, and Orochi need to kind of like position themselves, a lot of it boils down to whether or not they see Amzik or Chiku Guys. And now that Chiku is super far ahead, he's getting free poke on the front line. So when that happens, when Chiku comes up to go for that poke, Orochi needs to have his Flicker Final Slash to punish.
Yeah, and the way that CG are making sure that they're positioned from the opposite side of wherever the Final Slash could come from. When we saw that even from Amzik earlier when he was handling the top lane, Orochi couldn't do much. Couldn't even commit on the Final Slash because they wouldn't be really putting Amzik in a dangerous position nonetheless. So now they're left to just defend with this 6.5k gold lead in the hands of CG Esports. But Valence, okay, he gets revealed by the Magic Sentry.
When we hit critical mass and somehow Black Sentence can come back through this. No, wait. Can they actually? Should be fine.
Yeah.
Oh!
Once again, Doom might just be safe from this. Feathered Airstrike 2 dealing a lot of damage, but there's the real world manipulation and the electrifying beats! Gary makes sure the job gets done! But then he goes down to Amzik still here, however, and there goes Ye3. Might have to get out of this though, because now they force the fight under the turret. Chiku finds the kill onto Stephe, and a mega kill for Amzik comes through!
It looks like it could be more here. Black Sentence forcing out the Feather Airstrike from their own Shin just so that they can defend.
What? Oh, since the Feathered Airstrike was used on the minions, now
He
they
missed
can
the
still
stun.
go for a
Oh, he's
round
dead.
2! Purify!
This
Forced
kid.
out of Shin! And it's a wipeout! CG Esports successfully take down all 5 members!
This kid, wow, had he survived that, that was an endgame scenario. Chiku and as well as Valens would give up their lives to save that last minion, and they would just close out the game. He saw the stun come out, instantly flickered. He does not want to be disrespected like that. They've got to be careful. Amzik is playing a strong game here today. Even Doom, he's playing pretty strong, but the problem is that there's too much CC targeted towards him.
The gameplay for Valens is, or the game plan for him, told by CG is, dude, just kick Doom, even if you kick him the wrong direction, it's fine. Force out his flicker. I'm okay with it because every time they see that the flicker's gone from Granger, Gary has the easiest dive of his life just taking down Doom. And that's like 80% of the damage Black Sentence can dish out in a regular basis. Then they'll have to turn it around and play solely through their Farsa, who, again, it's so difficult for this Farsa to play.
Oh, Hydon Bush once again alongside Stefe and Orochi. They actually find a 2-man set with
Gary.
the final slash, but Gary once more. Who's gonna stop Gary from doing this? Hydon Bush falls next, and Gary still reaches for Shin. Stefe all alone, and finally the angle's right. Once more, CG Esports with the wipeout.
Beautiful, beautiful work coming in from CG's side. This is the, honest to God, this is the first time I've seen them play in this way. It's new, it's unique, I like it, and it truly speaks the brand CG. If you are gonna die, I will make your life worth it.
40 kills.
The CC, and the
CGCC, yes.
The CGCC. It's just because it feels like it's so easy to use the curtain call
Yeah.
in this scenario, and it soft counters the land a lot, and it just like makes things so much more difficult, even if you want to go run over towards your opponent. So
Smash them.
let's see how BSE could potentially turn things around here.
Welcome to
Even
Mobile
not
though
worried.
it was mentioned in the first phase of
What?
the draft, it was already quite.
Why do you sound so worried? I mean, they've got a chance to even it out 1-1. It's anybody's game, and yes, CG may look quote-unquote cleaner, but it doesn't mean that it's a guaranteed win. BSE, if they get like an early first blood, this is gonna get a lot harder.
Oh, but wait, that early first blood might actually be Valens if he did not use the flicker there. So now we see the revitalize effect.
It's a little bit too eager to take that trade in the center, huh?
Ah.
It's a trade, but look at Shin. He is making sure that he is putting the hurt onto Chiku, right? Every single time. Like, Chiku, as much as he can poke out Shin, he's just healing off of the wave every time, which Chiku cannot do.
Very easy for a Lunox to self-sustain at the center. Also maybe one of the best that you could do to pack up against an Eve. Still, Valens wants to fight this. Can easily get movement speed for himself, but without a flicker, he'll need to be a little bit more tactical of when he decides to take those fights.
Yeah, because again, even if they try to go for the all-in, there's a very good chance that Shin actually wins out in the fight because there's just more bodies that he could heal off of. Chiku just doesn't have the raw burst damage just yet, right? Let's not forget that even for Stefe, that Revitalize, very low cooldown. It's already 19 seconds before it's off, and then maybe could potentially save somebody else's life. I am curious about the top side, though. Is Ye3 winning the lane as hard as he possibly can?
Well, seems like he's somehow forcing Orochi to not overextend as much, and the fact that Gary too is currently over there, but it seems like they're gonna change their priorities a bit. They want to go for the mid lane, but instead Valens will be the first to fall. First blood for Black Sentence, and it's Hydon Bush who gets it.
Yep. Valens was probably hoping that he could live a little bit longer there, but just the raw damage coming in from Hydon Bush gonna be enough to take him out. On top of Shin, let's not forget Shin.
A much better start for Black Sentence here, and Shin,
Gary?
speaking of Shin, finds Gary! And now, instead, Amzik will be the one to trade things out. Stefe though, oh no. CG Esports 2 will find 2.
Oh, that was so dangerous. Thank God Amzik checked that and saw the lightning coming out. That would have been an awful way to die.
Yeah, Doom would have been ready. Let's look at the hand cam brought to us by the Realme 15 Pro 5G, the M7 official gaming phone. Highlight onto Hide on Bush, who was able to get the first turn of the game and now dash in and out in
my
this one.
gosh.
Kin?
Chiku forced to flicker out. Black Sentence are dealing with Valence really, really well so far. It's like they're not afraid to throw out their damage.
Yep, they shouldn't be because, again, they have a lot of ways to actually maintain themselves in this fight. And let's not forget that Valence, his debuff for the Power Wilderness is all based off of, hey, are you using armor? Does my mid laner use armor? No. So literally he's getting a net nothing from it other than maybe Amzik and arguably even Gary. So every time you see Gary, Ye3, or even Amzik looking for maybe an entrance in, Valence is going to be your trigger finger.
Amzik now double laning here. Just to speed up his farming process. He does have a lead over the carry, floating around 400 to 500 gold.
He's got to be patient. They got to be extremely patient because those first items, especially when you start developing a 2-point-K lead, the neutral objectives suddenly become uncontestable.
Yeah, and their rotations can be an opening for Black Sentence once again, since Steffe and Shin are not really letting go of this river control, and they've been constantly trying to burst down members of CG Esports who passed through. But fortunately, they regain control of it, though, and force out a reaction somehow from Steffe.
Valence just man-to-man marking this guy. Okay.
Okay, so glorious pathway and the real world manipulation both used at the same time.
Boom!
Chiku actually takes the turtle for CG Esports, and now they're trying to look for the kills as well. Steffe goes down, but so does Chiku. Orochi dealing so much damage and zoning. Hidon Bush will show himself up, and now CG will disengage.
Gary.
Oh my goodness!
Oh!
Yeah! Nicely done by Gary. He understood that somebody was going to walk down. The high likelihood that it was going to be either maybe Shin or, in this case, Doom, he got him for sure. Wait.
They
No.
actually want to go for Orochi. Oh, Falling Star Moon lands onto
What?
both of them, though. Valent has to run away!
No!
Now the flicker finishes off the kill.
Wow. Orochi 1v2's that.
Yeah, that's
who would have guessed?
Esmeralda, right? We can handle him. Don't worry about the shield that you get for yourself, Hilda. It'll be okay.
I don't know what the decision there was, but I think they kind of forgot how this hero works. But that's fine. That's fine. This is just a lethal reminder not to put your shields in front of Esme.
Yeah, I have a feeling that CG Esports was way too greedy in getting Amzik another Sky or getting Amzik a Sky Piercer stack, because he built up the Sky Piercer before that turtle. So that means Valence was probably like, "Hey, Amzik, you want to get this guy? It's an Esmeralda. He's really low. You want to stack, bro?"
Dude, that's
Of course,
like-
Amzik. 'Cause you can't blame him for saying, "Oh, you have lead. I want to stack."
That sounds like a great idea. I'm 1 in 3. Oh.
Don't be fooled. And now Valent gets slowed so much.
Bro.
Nowhere to run for the Hilda. Ye3
Oh.
all alone here, uses the
Oh.
Vengeance, tries to take on Doom, but now he sees Shin and Steffe running after him. Fortunately, there's no glorious pathway anymore. And with the Cyclone Eye, where is he planning to go?
Keep running circles.
Oh,
Just give it to the tower, yeah, 3.
Yeah. He's gonna go for an
Oh.
execute. Wait, can he go for an execute? No, he went back into combat. Yeah, now he's dead here no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sort of tried dealing with the waves before going down, but...
Honestly, it's not a bad idea, right? Because now the waves, especially on top side, is going to be on a slow push in favor of
Yeah.
CG.
Actually, it all worked out in the end. Even though he decided to give the kill away to a member of CG instead of just giving it to the minions.
Brilliance forced out. Real world manipulation once again. Steffe using it to slow everyone down, and Black Sentence secures the turtle. Amzik 2 forced to flicker out. Great response from Black Sentence so far.
I don't like the risks that CG Esports are taking. They were posturing for a 4v5 without Ye3, and they didn't have the key positions on the map to actually find the fight in the first place. Keep in mind, Amzik is going to be the main win condition other than Chiku, who wants to poke out his targets.
Yeah, Chiku hasn't had a similar game compared to game number 1, for sure. Black Sentence have handled this even better. Look at Shin again!
They're going for the dive. Thorned Rose, another puncture in, but there's a stun! Now Hidon Bush goes down. Falling Star Moon targeting Valence. He's in the bush, but it's not gonna matter. Now Ye3 and Amzik trying to work on Orochi. He's running away. There is a decent amount of damage, but it's not gonna be enough. It's an Esmeralda that gets to escape.
The most painful thing about that is that Black Sentence couldn't even get the last hit on the tower that they needed.
Yeah.
That hurts.
That hurts. I was like, man, that tower's gotta go at some point. Nah, still gonna be alive, and they're gonna lose and trade a tower down on the bot side. That's gonna be another T1 missing. Top and a bottom gone. In terms of items, though, I'm waiting for Gary to get to that point where he starts one-shotting targets, right? And I think he's almost there. The big issue right now is the fact that these boots are saving certain people. Doom, he's basically gonna get one-shot no matter what, but this Esmeralda is kind of untouchable.
Yeah. Who else could deal with it? I mean, Amzik was trying.
They need Chico to get a wishing lantern first.
Oh. Now Orochi shows up.
Chico needs a wishing lantern and a divine glade, because eventually Orochi's gonna get a radiant armor, right?
Oh, now they burst Orochi down! Wait! But with the flicker, he's actually able to stay alive! Gary instead will be the casualty of that fight. Balance going in. Yeah, 3-2 using the curtain call and the yo-yo blitz. But all that for Gary.
Yeah, the Steph is stunned, man. The high loss.
What can you do? What can you do? Honestly, they got pretty close to bursting him down. Luckily, the Dreadnought armor really negates like a good chunk of that on top of the extra stun coming in from Steffe. But at this point, I think that CG Esports need to identify... Wait, hold on.
Oh, they're going for Valence this time around. Valence has to run away, but with the Glorious Pathway, he gets slowed so much. Okay, another flicker forced out of Amzik, and it seems like Black Sentence are in control so far. Ye3 has the curtain call. Does he use it already? He does, but without their retribution, they do not get to secure the objective. Now they're just trying to go for the chase. They will deny this purple buff. And that's about it for CG Esports.
Yep, that's as good as it gets. If they can get this mid-tier 1, I think even better.
Oh! And they get Orochi too. I think that's way better for CG Esports.
Dang, Amzik is slick with it. Like, I knew he was slick with it back at MPL MY, but on an international stage, it's looking real good.
Yeah, 2-0 and 5. Black Sentence got the Lord, but they lost a lot out of that one.
Uh-oh.
It's a question of can they even make something out of it. Gary not getting chased.
Shit is here too, and there are minions. There's no way out if you were Gary.
There's so many arguments that can be made right now, but for now, CG just need to defend, right? They just need to minimize the economical damage. They created small leads, but now that the structures are going to start falling down, that should put them at like, what, at 800? Yep, down to 500 now as they look for mid-tier 1.
Oh, Steffi.
Don't let them, don't let them.
Another beautiful Glorious Pathway, but from the sides. The damage from Shin and Doom are a bit too much for CG Esports to deal with. Not when they're frontliners, not when Valence gets bullied so much on this Hilda, even before he gets to do anything.
Latin America's brightest talent in a long time, 3-1 and 6. The entries have been perfect, and we felt it all throughout. Even in the early game, that Lunox, the timing, all so good.
And they keep on finding these timings. CG really need to start tightening up the way they play around the map because they just assume that they move faster, therefore they're not going to make it there in time. But these interceptions, now that the mid-tier one, that the tier 1s on top and bottom are missing, they need space with the mid-T1 to be destroyed. That's when you have full access to enemy jungle. That's when you have more aggressive jungle pathings to be able to get to places without getting punished too hard.
Because it seems like at this point, Black Sentence have found ways to deal with the potential threat of a Hilda or the pressure that they could expect from a Hilda. There's no hesitation whatsoever for Shin if they get to find him all alone.
Yeah.
And you get to poke him low enough, and it's like that's what matters, because then you take out the frontliner for CG Esports, and that leaves you with what? Yeah, 3, the CC. And that's pretty much a decent target for whoever your damage dealers are right now too.
Yeah, I think they were really able to set the story here after what they were able to do in Valence during the laning phase. They handled the Hilda really well. They forced the flicker out early. First turtle comes up, and without the flicker, the Hilda fell down very quick.
Yeah.
So now through that, they know that, okay, what could have been a Hilda snowball has already been managed. We're handling the lane really well. So let's look at the top 5 banned heroes for the M7 Swiss stages so far. Of course, Juicin up there, constantly banned and contested here, but a 40% ban rate. If he's not banned, most likely the juicing gets picked up. But this is a really good picture of what teams see as some of the best. Fanny, a year later, is still up there in the most banned. M6, same case.
It will always be there. The kid is diverse, and the kid has such a high level of skill expression that no numbers will really change the fact that she can be across the map in less than a minute.
Yeah.
Especially with the changes in terms of the energy so far, the regeneration. So when you see games where the Fanny's on the losing end and they just defend miraculously because of the repetitive cabling over the crystal. So yeah, I think there have been a lot more highlights for the Fanny recently because of the changes.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about Fanny? They keep increasing the ceiling,
Yeah.
but players easily maybe give it like a 2 or 3 weeks. It's like, all right, no, we're good. We're still back. It still feels like Fanny hasn't been touched at all.
Yeah.
There are no nerfs. What do you mean nerfs? It was just something just happened.
Although the thing about Fanny at the very least is that I feel that there's enough skill expression where the scaling just depends on how well you execute at the end of the day, right? Like it's clearly designed in a way you want to play mid to early. If you happen to get into the late game, you're going to have to like really go above and beyond to try and make that happen. But now we're coming to the end of the technical pause. It looks like everything has been settled. Thank you to Gary once again for settling that real quick for BSE's side. Let's jump back into the game real soon here. I want to see how this breaks out, right? Because Lunox is such a huge problem. Now that she's already got 2 items in the bag, like any tanks walking up is going to get poked out harder than Chiku can apply pressure.
Speaking of tank, I don't think Valence has a magic defense item yet.
Oh no, he does not.
Oh yeah, so he only has the Chastis and the Dominance Ice.
But you do get magic defense from the Dumb Eyes, so
Oh yeah,
should be okay. I think 40? 40 apiece, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, it's not much when you're up against the Lunox. That's
True.
the big issue, right? It doesn't matter how much MR you actually have. Other than the Athena shield, it kind of feels a little sad.
So at this point, would you rather build the Athena shield or the Radiant armor?
You kind of need a little bit of both, right? Because the Radiant armor makes sense when you're fighting Orochi, but the Athena
Yeah.
shield is particularly good for Shin because once you're in that darkening form, you're machine gunning. If you're not machine gunning, you're wasting time.
yeah. Especially if they go in and for the surprise, because you never know at this point. Shin might not even care about Valence anymore. Just go for a big play.
Oh, Shin. Speaking of Shin, you just mentioned now has a Divine Glaive, so it's not going to be a fun time for Balance at all. At this point, he's wishing that he has Athena shield. Even Year 3 doesn't really have magic defense per se in like the most rawest, purest form. Everyone on the side of CG is just going to fall down quickly to Shin's Lunox if they cannot get it down quickly.
Much better game for Shin. Year 3 doesn't use the curtain call just yet, but that was a great dodge that we saw from Haidon Bush. Are they forcing a fight here before the Lord?
No, they're probing. They're probing for a reaction against Black Sentence, right? If they get too caught up in the probing, then they're going to take that fight, and CG is more than happy to start peeling away because they've got plenty of peel with Chiku guys alone. Oh my god.
Great poke. Great poke from Amzik.
By the way, he has not died yet. He does have a single stack on that Sky Piercer
Yeah.
from his second kill. That can easily just start chaining. Black Santas needs to watch it.
Oh, Gary tries bursting down Orochi, but now they just decide to go for it. There's the glorious pathway, the falling star moon. Year 3 forced to use the vengeance as well. But every single one of CG Esports is still alive. The real world gets cancelled. Gary tries to go for Shin, but the damage is not enough. Fortunately, Year 3 finishes it off, but I'm sick all alone. How is he able to do this? Orochi's chasing after him, but he still has the flicker. That's a 2-for-3 trade so far.
Amzik's out of bullets here, but he'll be able to get back to base. Meanwhile, it's Lancelot and Carry. It's Haidon Bush, Doom, and Orochi able to secure this Lord for Black Sentence. Orochi stands in front of the Death Sonata, and now CG will have to defend with his Lord push.
I think Valence has to get on top of Orochi. I think he has to put the debuff onto Orochi to allow Amzik to actually deal some relevant damage, because right now Chiku is just not cutting it. Look at the way that this fight actually plays out, right? Chiku is point blank in their faces with the RWM. It's a great angle, don't get me wrong, but you put yourself in such a dangerous spot that both Steffe alongside with Orochi is able to do whatever they want. They had their way with him.
So long as Orochi's there, CG is always gonna have a problem.
It's going to be a bigger problem if they just leave it be. What else? Where is Chiku currently at? He's already got the Divine Glaive and the Wishing Lantern. It's not that like he doesn't have enough damage.
His front line, dude. Front line is falling down way too quick.
They just need to peel slowly. Just let your boy Chiku do the work, right? Let him walk up. Let him try and get those Void Blasts down. Let him get those procs.
They'll be defending this lord down bottom first, but they decide to commit so much. Shin also going in. And look at the amount of damage that they're able to deal. Real World to stop them though. Curtain Call coming in from Ye3 alongside the Vengeance, but they cannot find any kills. It's only Orochi that goes down. They're probably gonna be happy with that, and they're gonna try to look for more, but Black Sentence don't wanna fight.
You can see how hesitant Gary is. He's like, I could go further. Dash retry, get him, Amzik.
I really thought he'd bounce after getting that retry off. It's like, oh, he just wanted to get the slow. Oh no, he actually really doesn't want to.
I don't want to go in, Chief.
I don't want to do this, man.
Dude, Amzik
Way too risky.
Dude, I can only imagine that Amzik, he's a really humble, really nice kid.
Yeah.
But imagine if Chiku's good old, like, toxic goal laner traits rub off on him. He's screaming at Gary, jump him! Why are you scared? Die for me!
CG, though, were able to defend that well. Black Sentence, it got as good as it could get. Pretty sure they wanted to get that mid tower too, but they ran out of the minions, and with how CG were defending, they needed to back off. Amzik now has 2 stacks on the Sky Piercer that still, I mean, it's not as bad as like having more than 50, but still, it's 2 stacks to work with.
Yay, Valence also has the Athenas now.
Oh, he should be able to survive a little bit more.
little bit.
But Shin has been positioning very well in the fights. Chico having a really hard time reaching the Lunox with the real world manipulation.
This is so sad. He's participated in so many fights. Only 20 stacks, 7 assists. Feels bad. I mean, a lot of it just comes down to Orochi and Steffe just blocking a majority of the shots. There's so many times where it's like, oh, somebody's down to 1 HP, and Gary's like, man, I really don't want to die for this, but I have to.
Oh, Steffe again as the target.
Whoa!
Unfortunately, gets to dash away from the glorious pathway. Now the Wind of Nature is forced
Hello?
out. Chiku, Amzik, 2 crucial players get taken down by Black Sentence even before the fight is able to happen. Valence, Ye3, and Gary, they're the only ones left to defend this incoming siege. Doom! Every single member of Black Sentence is still alive. Shin goes in once again, not even with the Athena shield. Can Valence survive this? Black Sentence are bringing us to a game 3.
Nicely done by Black Sentence, really taking advantage of the disrespect coming in from Valence, and most important,
Of CG. And Chiku, of all people, ends up with a hero that even makes us scratch our heads. But I'm pretty sure everyone is excited to see if Chiku can channel some of that good old CG magic again at the international stage. Meanwhile, Black Sentence, a little bit more familiar, a little bit closer to home. Can they get the most high-profile win of a Latin American team in a long time in the international stage? Game 3. Win or go home.
Oh, yeah, I just realized now it is a Hilda EXP that we're going to be seeing in the hands of Ye3.
yeah, but I think these earlier stages of the game are going to be really, really important here, especially for EXP priority, right? Because look at Ye3, he can basically fight anybody, and Orochi is unkillable, right? So Ye3 has to find value other than his lane.
That was close. Ye3. Now Black Sentence seems to be acknowledging the fact that they cannot afford to let the Hilda just constantly get out of here. And now they're paying so much attention to Ye3 in the XP lane.
Yeah. And not only slowing down Year 3, it's that they allow Orochi to get out of lane and actually help hide on bush. As sort of like a pseudo roamer early on, as Steffe and Shin get vision elsewhere.
Oh wait, but he's getting bursted down though. Oh, Ye3
Thinking about it.
thinking about it.
Actually, kind of surprising that Valence didn't actually want to take that fight, or at least like try and flicker for it, just to get the empowered auto to maybe take out Orochi, but I think it's better to not risk it at this point, considering that this is a very close fight between the two teams, and the very first neutral objective is about to spawn.
Yeah. Things things seem to be a bit more better now. Orochi has no idea. Fountain Shocker's there, but he is okay.
Yeah, and they also use the Mountain Shocker super early, so let's see, let's see.
The mid wave doesn't get cleared by CG though. Okay, fortunately CG is already 4. Now Orochi looking at the other members, zoning so much. Oh my goodness, Chico! I don't think he wanted to be there.
No, no, no. Gary, give this up. Give this buff up. There's no point fighting for it. It's not worth dying for.
Yeah, just go to your purple buff. You're good. You're not going to be able to get unless miraculous lash out. Oh! Gary, brother, did not expect that, but he still got it.
Literally, 0 loss. 0 EXP loss. Maybe, I mean, obviously there's the turtle EXP, but whatever. At least he's not falling behind in terms of his buffs. And I think that's really important considering the EXP changes to the jungle, man. Getting your buffs is so important. So important here. Oh my goodness. How do they play this game? I'm not even 100% sure.
Ooh.
Because look, both Ye 3 alongside with Orochi are essentially doing the exact same thing. They're like, who cares about this lane?
Right. Stefan has been getting a lot of... So really, it's Orochi. They still continue it. On this side of the map, they allow the Uranus to be the roamer to get vision, stay front, while cutting lanes, while managing the Hilda back into the EXP lane for the delayed rotations. While Stefe plays a little bit more back to see if he can get some nice counterplay through his ultimate.
No way Ye 3 made a bad call on the rotation. He should have proxied the wave after he saw Uranus proxy. He ended up being a little too late. Oh!
Purify already forced out. Orochi here in front of CG Esports Valence. Oh! Still had the flicker. And now they know the real world manipulation's down.
The push should be at back at around somewhere 40 seconds at this point. Plus Battle Spell for Battle Spell, but the Purify does come back earlier. So Balance won't have the surprise initiation with the Cho. Good call by Shin to commit an ultimate.
EXP laters finally see each other again here, but...
Wow, riveting gameplay. Oh my lord, look at these EXP laters.
These micro plays.
Oh, he almost did the damage. Whoa! This is exciting, riveting play. EXP in a nutshell, man.
Stefe doesn't seem to find the right timing yet, though, for the shortcut.
So far, I think that Stefe's only concern is like accidentally throwing out the shortcut and not canceling out the Swan Song.
Oh, wait. Now it's CG who starts things up. Stefe doesn't even get to use the shortcut. Gary secures the objective while Ye 3 from the sides
Dive him.
hands over a double kill to Gary.
Are we not diving this? Are we not diving this? We still have Swan Song.
Yeah.
Balance. Orochi's still able to clear it. Stefe, though, jumping in, now uses the shortcut, but everyone is able to dodge the stun. But look at Hyde on Bush! He finds the perfect target in Amzik. Ye 3 trades out Stefe, but now that's 2 members of CG Esports going down.
Where's Chico this entire time?
There.
Yeah, not use his ultimate. You're not wrong. There he is.
Why? Why?
Oh, no.
He had to dash to the other side, but the more important target clearly was Doom.
No way, dude. No way.
He probably thought the damage was gonna be enough, but Doom still got shield.
He's playing Impure Rage. He's not even playing Lethal Ignition.
What is it with Impure Rage nowadays?
I mean, it's just efficient, you know? In the laning phase, you poke people out, but it's moments like this where you're just like, I wish I had Lethal Ignition.
Yeah.
And I wish Lethal Ignition worked within a period so you can trigger it on multiple people and not just you do it one time and then you're just,
It's gonna be big regrets for Chico not going after Doom. That would have been Doom's second death if he just decided to go towards the other way instead of trying to get that kill onto Orochi.
or flickered on him, whichever.
Flickered on him.
Yo, we saw this yesterday. Is it gonna happen again, though? Amzig's going down, but Chico responds with a Swan Song. Now he hits so many targets in exchange of his life. Gary trying to go after Orochi, but instead it's Doom who they find.
Oh, they're split, they're going after Shin.
Oh, there goes Shin. Purify for now there's a knock-up again. Balance and Ye 3 try to finish the job, and they do.
Hopefully they
Orochi trying to decide which one to get. But not at this point, he's like, oh, you know what? I'm a Uranus. There's not much I can do, man.
Yeah, and Gary's immediately going for the mid T1, which is far more valuable than anything else. A really great fight, and now you guys are understanding why Malaysians have a really controversial relationship with Chiku. He's like, he does some weird stuff, and then he makes like the super play, and you're like, I forgive you.
Yeah.
He spat in your face, and you're like, do it one more time.
Sir.
It's disrespectful, but it's necessary. He makes up for it every single time.
This is a love-hate relationship that you have.
It really is.
Oh wait, Gary all alone though. Now the shortcut's used and
Why?
still this is
He could have flickered out. As Valence, Chico, and Amzik were going down.
He didn't, or did he have the flicker at the time?
He
Wait,
did.
Shin, okay. Now using the real world. Ah, another swan song on 3 members at that. But without Amzik, can they still fight this?
They can't, not at all. I don't know. Oh man, because Odette is an interesting hero, right? I feel like Chico was trying to maximize the amount of damage he gets by throwing out the stun first straight in to the Swan Song to maximize his damage, because technically the stun can bounce around if the targets are close to each other.
Up top.
I think they just need to. I think he just needs to ult, right? And save his abilities. He just needs to be a deterrent more than actually profiting from it.
Because like for the past 2 instances where we saw the Swan Song, he was either waiting in the bush, trying to go for an ambush, or down bottom, he decided to go in. And even in that most recent fight, he started it by himself. So
With the Jesus Swan being the only item so far, though, once the Odette gets to the 3rd item, then Black Sentence really needs to watch out for every Swan Song that gets stitched out. With all of them sticking together at some point. Most likely he'll go for the Genius Swan. Even the Lightning Torch attack can be really painful to deal with. And with everything that's happened in this game so far, Haidon Bush has gone under the radar. He found Avsik in that fight.
yeah.
Got the kill there. He's 3-1-4. 2 turtles over 1 compared to CG. He's been on point with this Lancelot.
The short range from Carrie is really hurting her odds, because Haidon Bush has successfully found her 2 times already. The 3rd time just feels really inevitable and something that they have to answer for. I think that at this point, what could they do? Gary, where is he currently at? He doesn't have the Endless Battle yet, but he's already completed the War Axe alongside with the Hunter Strike. And then when we're looking at Chiku's side, Lightning Truncheon finally complete, but I don't see any Dominance Ices done yet.
Wait, Valence.
Could be big.
They don't know that Steph is there. They're gonna try.
You're waiting. They still don't know.
I think it's okay. It's pretty okay as long as Amzik doesn't walk up first. I like the fact that they're like, let's probe out with Valence. There's a good chance he might be there, so let's just hold on.
Oh, they're spotted. They're spotted.
Now that
The trick is up.
oh! It doesn't land. Oh, that could have been something for CG Esports. Definitely could have been something.
That could have been one of the most high play predictions of all time. It just turned out to be Stefan was 1 step ahead. He didn't use the flicker out right away. He walked a little bit more flickered.
Yeah.
You saw it. It was almost there.
I mean, it was Valence 1 step ahead, or was he 2 steps ahead? I feel like he was 2 steps. He could have just walked up, forced the flicker, and then followed up.
Yeah, that's true.
A bit too excited.
Okay.
Try and get it off.
At least CG Esports now, though, have a clear adjustment. They're not letting anyone alone on the opposite side of the map because they know that there's a potential threat of Steffe with the shortcut, and they force out the Purify from Orochi there.
I'm all for it. I am all for it, because Orochi, they're waiting for his stacks to run out. He's going to sit on the Lord to maintain it, right? But there's no way to get him off of this realistically. Maybe Chico, guys, when he does eventually get into the Wishing Lantern, but for now, Amzik is supposed to be their main answer. And without a Trinity completed, he is just a little off of DHS. Once he gets that DHS, it's going to be a bigger problem. Wait a second.
Oh, there.
They saw him.
Oh, they found him. Now they have nothing to worry about. They're going for Orochi. Still not using the shortcut. There you go. Steph is still alive. 1 hit more needed. Real world manipulation committed by Shin, but all members of CG Esports are able to remove themselves out. Thorn throws committed by Haidon Bush. Steph is still not going home. Gary spots him. And now Black Sentence, they're all low.
Yep, they got to go back to their neutral objectives, right? But first, clean up the waves. Top side is on a net negative for CG. Bottom side is a net positive. Mid is already shoved in. This is a really good time to start getting involved.
And Steffi doesn't have the shortcut again. Doom has the Zaman Force though, so that's one. They just have to be careful.
Careful is one thing, but I think that Amzik has a really tough job. That ult, as good as it is, can only take out one guy at a time. And they know that Orochi is pretty difficult to deal with at this point. What does he have? Does he have the Pauldron yet? No, he does not have. The Dom Ice is on its way, but he's only got Oracle, so he's praying for the best.
Huh? Oh. Yeah, he goes for Doom.
Thought he could figure something out. Purify still there on the Harith. Valads.
Now Valens finds Shin. There's the Purify, however, and the real world manipulation. The shortcut too, right at the corner. Stop CG Esports from potentially pursuing this fight. Now it's Black Sentence who might be looking for the re-engage, but CG Esports, they don't want to fight anymore.
Too resource hungry for everybody here.
A3. Orochi zoning everyone out really, really well. Chico, he finds him there. Doesn't use the ultimate just yet.
There
And
we
they
go.
rely on sheer damage to do that. Now they've regained control over the Lord Pit. Steppe trying to look for an opening, but now Yari gets to secure the objective for themselves. Doom might be next, but then he gets to put himself under the turret, and CG Esports have found a way around this.
Dude, Chico's holding on to that ult until next Christmas, my guy. He's waiting for 2027 before he releases it. Because so far, his ults have been interesting. And it's strange to see, but Odette so far has a 25% win rate in 4 games in the M-Series stage.
Oh,
Wow,
what?
Chico posted 80% in 5 games in MPL. I didn't realize it was 80. I thought it was still 60. I missed out on two games, I guess.
CG Esports on the brink of getting a victory here. 10-7 in the kills.
Come on, do the thing.
Chiku, a massive swan song. But he's not gonna pull the trigger just yet. He wants to really savor the moment. Is he waiting for a savage?
I don't know. It's either he really wants to use it immediately or he doesn't want to use it at all.
That's the thing. I feel like he wants to be in the center.
Okay, Orochi now. Oh, Amzik stealing so much damage,
Yo.
but he has to flicker out because you can expect the same from Doom. Stico finds Doom, but on the other side of the map, Steppe also gets to use the shortcut. Ye3 though, trying to pursue Shin, and he will be successful in finding the kill. But Chiku's traded out too. Now it's Ye3 all alone.
So, explain to me what the call was there. Like, how, right? How could you botch this up that
Whoa.
hard? I mean,
Trying to buy time, but at this point he will eventually fall. This means though the Black Sentence
what?
down. Oh, yeah, three.
it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. Even if you get a
just let go.
wipeout, there's...
Just clear out the minion waves.
Yeah. They got to deal with the minion waves. Man, this is hard to watch. This is pretty hard to watch. Let's look at that replay one more time to see how bad this was a biff, right? Because the fight split in 2, and that's something that CG does not want to do, right? They kite to the same side, they see Steppe, but then the information was cut in half. Chiku's going for Shin, who's supposed to be the main target. And don't get me wrong, I don't think it's the worst target, but you have 4 members attacking your backline who is already less than 25 HP.
Yeah, I think if he got the kill on Shin and Doom, it would have been different. But Shin was able to get away with it. So all the other frontliners were able to just regroup and help Shin survive that for a bit more longer. And unknowingly, those frontliners had decent amount of damage too.
Why are we going for a Rose Gold Meteor here? Is Shin that big of an issue to Amzik? I feel like as much as you're up against this Harith, the range is kind of important because Orochi is pretty much in your face 90% of your times, and then the last 1% is Doom, the other 9% is hide on bush.
Yeah, it feels like he's just thinking of all the magic damage dealers. He's thinking 4 magic damage to 1 physical. I build rose gold.
I will not let Steppe kill me.
Yeah. Not this chip. Anyone but the chip. Great position by CG, by the way. Black Sentence Prio on the turtle, but they have a little bit more map control. The Sun Gary down bot, cut that. The beacon.
Oh, wait.
They need to do something
Steppe.
right now. What a gank! What a gank!
Oh, Stefan doesn't know, but everyone else is there too. Now Chico Chico, is it time that he uses the Swan Song?
Oh!
He finally does! But
Defensively.
no one goes down. Sietri blocking off the other members, and every single one of them remains alive.
That was hot.
That really was. Good thing Gary used the mountain shocker in time, because if he didn't, he would have just gotten surprised. But he felt it. They knew something was up. And then they were able to spot out the chip play before it fully pushed through. 5v5 still. This could be a very intense and dramatic end to this 3-game series. CG and Black Sentence fighting for tournament life.
Dude, look at the goal lead. It's just going back and forth. It really doesn't stop
Yeah.
changing. 12 to 11. These teams are so strangely equal in terms of the playing field. Despite having such a better composition and counter index. Oh, wait.
Orochi, where's that damage coming from? Gary, he just wanted the Lord. And now that they got it, nothing matters anymore.
Yep.
I was thinking they'd use the chip ult to send the Lancelot back faster, but where was it?
They're nervous. They're nervous. It's like Chico's not holding it until next year, guys. He's using it this game.
Yeah. They knew they're still, again, that's one of the threats of this Adet up against that chip. Even if they did decide to use it, they would have just all eaten the Swan Song. Although dead. And now CG easily got the Lord. They're marching forward, very close in the items. Black Sentence has great defense, great high ground. But can they make it work, Chico?
Yep, I wouldn't be surprised if Chico flickers in.
Yep. He honestly should after this right here.
Okay, doesn't have the Winter Crown, but maybe right now is a good time. Black Sentence, though, will focus on clearing out the waves first. And there goes the
Oh!
Chico go in! 4 members of Black Sentence are down! Doom could not defend this anymore! CG Esports, stay alive!
Such a toxic relationship I have with Chico. I doubt him. He says no. I pay